Hi, everyone. I hope you had a good weekend. So we have the administration right now, and all of the MAGA extremists on Twitter praising Donald Trump's brilliant strategic success in Iran with the Iran negotiations. Now, remember, the best that these half-wits are going to be able to do if they do anything is at least get us back to where we were before the war started, right? And the dream of the village idiot Donald Trump, the absolute dream of the village idiot Donald Trump, would be to get us back anywhere near Obama had us with the JCPOA agreement that actually boxed Iran in, and limited the Iranians to having any sort of actual meaningful nuclear weapon strategy. So that's the goal of this harebrained administration at this point. But that's not where we are right now. We're in this right now. It feels like we're in this ridiculous propaganda game with the with the administration. Just 16 hours ago or so, we had talks between the U.S. and the Iranians, seeming like they were falling apart. Well, if not falling, well, I didn't feel like they were falling apart, but seeming like they were going to be delayed for the long run. And basically, you had the Qataris ignoring J.D. Vance. You had the village idiot Donald Trump threatening the Iranians again, because in the same sentence, the psychopath can't decide if he is supporting if he's supporting peace or he's wants to destroy all Iranian infrastructure. It could be the same sentence. It could be the same post, a true social post. It doesn't really matter. It's the same silly thing over and over again. And you had the Israelis who begrudgingly agreed to a ceasefire, sort of agreed to a ceasefire, no ceasefire with Lebanon. They continue to still kill people in Gaza. They continue to still bomb Lebanon, although it looks like, what have we had, 24 or 48 hours with nobody, I don't think. I mean, well, Gaza's a different story, but I don't think we had any I don't think in the last 24 hours we've had any bombings in Lebanon. But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu basically said that the IDF in southern Lebanon, I'm saying Lebanon because that's an area in Pennsylvania I go to visit. I was there recently, and that's kind of stuck in my head. But an area in southern Lebanon where they consider themselves to have a buffer zone where the IDF is free to do whatever it wants. You have Israeli politicians like Ben Gvir, these loudmouth, raging, religiously hypocritical lunatics. Gvir had talked, I think, had posted about. I may have the Israeli politicians mixed up. My apologies. Please fact check me on this. But it doesn't matter who said it. The point is that many who support Netanyahu said it. Lebanese mothers will cry. Israeli mothers won't cry. We need to destroy. We need to completely destroy Lebanon. He said a plethora of horrific things in the last 48 hours or so. And Netanyahu has been a little bit more tactful, I guess, in his comments. They don't come across as crazy and bloodthirsty, but they're still significant. And the Iranians are arguing that they are, so they were responding, some 20 hours ago, the Iranians had argued that they had left negotiations because they said that they were basically intolerant of Israel's continued attacks in Lebanon. That was the memorandum of understanding basically said the first thing was that all hostilities will end, and that includes fighting between Israel and Lebanon. And the expectation, the intention was that the village idiot Donald Trump would be able to control Benjamin Netanyahu, and the village idiot would basically be the boss of the IDF and would order them to stop. The village idiot Donald Trump said that he basically said that he can do that and he will do that. The Israelis will do whatever he wants. Whether or not that remains to be true, I'm doubtful that that will be the case unless if there's some beneficial political reason for Netanyahu to continue this and to not hit Lebanon for the next 50 some odd days until the memorandum of understanding expires. So an agreement can be made. That would be a healthy and happy surprise for the world, because at least the killing will stop across the board, and that's necessary, to say the least. But it seems highly unlikely to me, especially with these characters in Israel. It seems highly unlikely to me that that's going to be the case. Nor can I imagine Hezbollah is going to, be interested in that as well on the Lebanese side. And I'm not so sure where Marco Rubio stands, in the State Department, and Lindsey Graham as a senator. I mean, I don't know if there's politicking going on in D.C. I mean, on the one hand, J.D. Vance is there, and J.D. Vance is a creep and a half. He's not dumb like most of the people in the Trump administration. He's awful and he is horrific, but at least he's trying to achieve some sort of a peace. I find him I find him as detestable as every other whack job in the Trump administration. But I don't really care who stops all the fighting in the Middle East. I don't care who stops the killing. And if it does seem like J.D. Vance is the one politicking to, maybe it's because he, for his potential presidential run in 2028, and if he's the one that does it, that's great. That will be fine. Good. Achieve it. Do that. It's hard to tell where Marco Rubio really is on this whole thing. And again, you have Lindsey Graham threatening to blow Iran off the face of the earth if they don't agree to everything the idiot Donald Trump wants them to agree to. Not that the idiot has any idea what he wants them to agree to, because he doesn't know what day it is anymore, let alone what the hell he's doing. And he's busy trying to unfuck up the reflecting pool, the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. They're very busy trying to the whole administration, as disinterested as they are in trying to, just figure out how to sensibly get out of the ridiculous war with Iran that they joined Israel to get into. Their hyper focus right now seems to be to somehow shift blame or public perception for the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool fiasco that they got themselves involved with by wasting $14.2 million on at least one incompetent company, probably more than one, that just didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And, days after the reflecting pool was supposedly finished, it was loaded with algae. And then days after that, after the geniuses were pouring hydrogen peroxide into the pool to kill the algae because nothing else seemed to be working, the geniuses, it looks like the hydrogen peroxide started peeling off the American flag blue paint job on the reflecting pool itself, and in order to cover up for that disastrous screw up, the Trump administration and all, I've been watching the MAGA sycophantic whack jobs on X. They've been pushing in a very organized fashion, pushing the narrative that it's really, libtards and liberal extremists that are vandalizing the pool because they hate America so much, right? That's what they've been talking about for the last 3 days. And in order to make that look real, before they started the mass messaging I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, buddy, I'm coming. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to wrap this live very quickly. I just have a contractor coming to the house. I'll be back later. Okay, I'm gonna let him in right now, bud. All right, guys, I'll be back. Sorry about that. I have a contractor showing up right now. We'll get back to the news in a little bit.